And the Kerm. Yankee Camboy, nothing, Yankee. Oh, shall say the free hifa.
Thomas Tuchel also on that Senegal for Joe and Amazon maintenance. Maintenance. Said you.
Say you are more man, Bruce.
They deserve it. They are the first African nation to beat England.
Oh, England.
Oh, England in 22 attempts.
Yes.
Africa, Omunshe England did that in 22 attempts. And the Senegal team are the first time.
Including Ghana.
Tunisia and Cape breaking the deadlock in 1990. But I'm far. Ghana, the NBB jet in the equalizer and the Mayo, Wembley. And this one, you know, after a goal down, and the Senegal back. Ebe share 3 goals. Meaning so because when the full squad of the 3 Lions of England, I agree. Because the Henderson, Levi Cowell, Trevor Chaluba, Mars Lewis Kelly, those are not the guys on any day almost started the back line for England. But Sejo, Senegal need to celebrate. Omo achievement from here a remarkable. And yes, will be a yebi no mo kwa yebi na agent news. They've beaten England at the City Ground. And then 1-0, and 2-1, and 3-1. Now it was after a goal down. And a papi tiao team no back ebe share. Into Thomas Tuchel near Simbia Casayo. Oba and 3 matches our born Andorra, Albania, and Latvia. And so share and he celebrated. We said a match. Said your match would the English coaches or munya dear crowd they win. Because these are not difficult games. And Senegal for a remarkable record. The whole Africa team yeah. I think say in as much as a friendly game, me won't any problems almost celebrate ya. Now say you watching the Senegalese team no, as some a different idea about their team. 24 games in almost match.
Okay.
Now, no meaning say Omanya decline within their national team after that exit from the last AFCON. E omusana history empake omo say omo be share the elephant of la Côte d'Ivoire and na Côte d'Ivoire yi omo free. But say the integration and how omo makes it the young players and the old players no is solid. And no Shabrante FN Lami Camara from AS Monaco.
Yeah.
The last AFCON he was a revelation. And Africans should watch out for Senegal in this year's AFCON Morocco. Ombesaba abe yo medjuma ni bio. And say yo, South Africa juma ya. The next World Cup Africa be konanim.
Because of this friendly game?
No, you know, teams na war areas and say one money pa na yade. Italy. The whole Italy nya coach for their national team. And I what them. A country born of coaches. Omo coaches are papa ti opia owiase. And ne omo nya coach for their squadron Azuris. Italy onye obia. Omo de command Claudio Ranieri was on pet. Omo she Fabio Cannavaro, omo she Gerardo Gattuso. Omo she Daniel De Rossi. Italy national team no. And the former to nchen. And the Spain national team ye dear house and little mad in it Oscar Miguel among the back line. And Germany are struggling. Who are their players? Florent Weiss. Said you. Leon Goretzka. There be enyehu. Mesel that more. Jonathan Ta enyehu. Enti South Africa here who are yebeko yenim.
Yes.
Brazil are struggling.
Yes.
Argentina sin chain. Enti England to say
who be honest who say
a weak mentality.
Complex be I don't know.
A weak mentality. They do na.
Say winnie we are saying
we do na ye okay. We dey nya draw cry ya dem. This is not a World Cup. America says do. Obekase France sorry jina, Brazil sorry jina, Argentina sorry jina, Germany sorry jina, Italy sorry jina, Spain sorry jina, England sorry jina. Into your chances of making it high. All the teams are in transition in a year to the World Cup, and all the teams are struggling in a year to the World Cup. And Sedu, I think Africa here year. In the next World Cup, we can make amends. I don't think the journey is difficult. You are going through semi-finals, so why not? You have about 60-70% of the Morocco team that played in the semis, the next World Cup. So what stopped them from excelling? We can only hope, say, Obenya the best of the draw and going forward. Obenya a good coach, Obe two Now what team show the tactical genuity and the technical quality. Nyankopon dia chair no na seju ya change your attitude. I think Africa can make a mess in the next World Cup.
So the waka no enye hu bia teams no hu nye hu bebre. Stars enye kiti a yentimi enwuram. Ba ye kwani mu kakra bia feel say enough. Yenti the Michael Owen eka. Mama fan link is same way. O say there was more pure footballers back in the day. Now you have to be an athlete. You just have to be able to run. You have to be big. You have to be fast. You have to be covering X amount of kilometers now. Okay? There's loads of great players that were absolute ballers. Proper, talented. Now, if you can run a bit further, than anyone else, and basically pass it from A to B, you are getting a decent career in the Premier League. You don't even have to be that good anymore. Back in the day, you have to have real skills and attributes to be a top footballer. Owen says, I'm no man who cry, any hobby breeze. Says, you know, with me through
and no one, Jana Diamonipa, where we dinner. You're a top defender.
Yes.
Oko Hannibal, I do me answer the pass. You bear Alessandro Bastoni, Oko Hannibal, and was a ball and our passing. You bought a Real Madrid, the 50 million pound to defend Uncle Hannibal or general passing. Play the ball about no could pitch. A lot of elements are missing in our game. We only need to change the mentality and change our attitude. Now your coach is in Sunya. I don't think the next year World Cup it will be comparing the top teams. I agree, say Udru stage now. Situation is system. But say Ghana lost to the Brazil team 3-0 in 2006 with the defense of Lucio and one as two centre backs with Cafu and Roberto Carlos. The German team na mko board wrong. Squad and the crowd. Na compare Germany ne. Inti enye hu bebrebe. Check the Uruguay team na mo ball penalty o me. You have Diego Lugano, Arevalo, and the likes of Massimiliano Pereira, Martin Caceres, Cavani, Diego Forlan, and all those matured guys within. But you in the national team apart from one or two. I am cram, that level of maturity, certain department be intermediate. I don't think it is difficult for Africa. We only need to change the mentality, change our attitude, and hope that the skill set that we have, you do that promised land now, we can deliver. Until on some dear house in a war, bomb of no Real Madrid, and on that's what bomb of. Inti said, Oceana did in Uzobo.
Yeah.
So Oceania we bought 5 Emma Spain. No born the Magana did to Uzobo.
Muno nyina no.
Until you only need to change your attitude and the mentality, we are good to go.
Okay. When said the mini talk of yesu kan no ebia nyina aye online. You drew
Enya no bia.
11 the general.
Debbie said you. The gap between
Obakono.
Oh, Debbie said you. The enya no bia na say heart of full players na.
Yeah.
Could some board with the core.
Yeah.
So all the compare work of Morocco for now. You are talking of
that gap no so.
Fejanis as on board national team started at the Tunisian national team. Until the gap is huge. I'm talking about 2 players who play in the same team. Ghana Kotoko has players now. The Kobo Sam Martin said you. One and a work of Morocco players in Abu Timda. Until the story is different. Again, you are talking about 2 clubs. Obi $100,000. Obi $50,000. The incentive for both clubs is different. The coaches for both clubs is different. That is the point I'm making. Until NSA be Ghana said you ofa Ghana ne na say bia ofa Italy. Enye Italy of Pello, Gattuso, Totti, De Piero, Luca Toni, Maro German Cameranesi, Gigi Buffon. And wako kasa ofa your goalkeeper Benjamin Asare now he Buffon. The gap is huge. I agree you cannot compare Benjamin Asare to Julie Donnarumma today. But I'm saying that the gap no and short yourself first in baby. Say no, first the only Luis Ronaldo now who's it done. Now Lionel Messi more. The gap is huge. But then it's Russia. Gap no huge baby. Till I make us say German national team need to say, England they need to say, Spain need to say, Italy to say, and these are the masters of the European football. And more recent quality and their recent performance, saying it. That is the point I'm making.
They were pure footballers back in the day. Now you have to be an athlete. You just have to be able to run. You have to be big. You have to be very fast. You have to be covering X amount of kilometers now. There were loads of great players that were absolute ballers, proper talented. Now, if you can run a bit further than anyone else and basically pass it from A to B, you get in a decent career. Michael Owen, Akomko.
And no,
Akomko.
on the last no more, no, FEF players I also wa. Namiki Bay and Anamikas, I disagree. And an chica say your criteria or requirements. Say you. Sanyama win in Agra because of the so-called modern football.
Yeah.
And I watched the Argentina-Colombia game, and I watched the Brazil versus Paraguay match. James Rodriguez Ayemre. But you see the quality of a number 10. Brazil ball with front four. Matias Cunha, Vini Jr., Gabriel Martinelli, Rafinha. None of them and the genuinity of a creator, a number 10, a born number 10. No, speed, you have to be athletic. And here, that is for the European football. You have to be athletic. You have to pass from A to B. That is the European football. That is the so-called modern football. Then they will decide to go by the old style. Being a proper bowler, you will be benched. Unless unya one or two coaches, allow ball game. Most of the coaches will bench you because you delay transition.
Okay.
It is a joke. Michael, we are someone same here. My opinion is that because of time, South Africa here free more.
Okay.
We can go places next year. Okay. So Joe, but the Kaka the Sarah can qualify as a Barcelona. Now, as usual. Brazil are qualified, Argentina are qualified. From 1930, the Baby Sine, Brazil are qualified for every World Cup. They are the only nation to qualify to every World Cup. And it is the reason why they've won it 5 times than any other team. It was a difficult game for them, Enra. It was almost the first half. They really played very well. Now, Enra watching Casemiro, and I'm saying there be Casemiro done inside. Bruno G had a best game after the game against Bolivia for a long time. Only had a best game, and Vinicius Junior step up. And the moment Abu Zakala and Ancelotti to a bench, obviously you expect Vini to step up. And a different role as a number 10 and a coach the man. He wasn't involved in play so much, especially in the second half. But in the first half, he was all over the place and he really stepped up. Manchester United fans, you can only hope send a ball or ball and run or be to United. And if he continues like that, United and a fighter, United and a player in transitional play or be drive with team forward, whichever route they be whether on the right, whether behind the striker, whether on the left. And Sergio, in such big occasion, you need any of your big guys to step up. And Vinny really step up in that particular game at Corinthians Arena. Argentina and Colombia match was another game. Na fair. Na Obershare as usual. Obershare said the name of Bisiako. Then the major highlight game no near the Ekoso TV. Baby Luis Diaz peke bono. From the left no Yinayi Molina film. Christian Kuti Romero Babeje ne die. Abranti fell and Leandro Paredes Beje ne die. And I said you or crown it all with that goal. And that is Luis Diaz. Or you'll be from FC Porto copy so the Liverpool born a dear. What just on him bo. And then when I say Barcelona born hold up some person about the left side of the attack. Sikase na akwa issue because he's a fan of FC Barcelona and said you Abranti I fell with the ass there. Born on him bo. Nenra. A coin of the Argentina for fast no. Nen one at all. Ne game way they me back to the Liverpool setup. And why Liverpool believe we say omoni na wie until also whether joining Barcelona or whether obe joining Al Nassr. So we players now Omo probably see Cristiano Ronaldo so omo don beba na Luis Diaz one of them. And share the tweet from the wife. No be him say was say goodbye to a Liverpool team, no, because was did do me dear but say penal and I don't know the to sport a tika kraka and same so air cost was sad say or baby siaka. Say Joe, Liverpool was scared they should keep this boy. Say if they really want to dominate the Premier League, they should keep this boy. Florent Vase a beba, but say Joe, Florent Vase on Adi and Luis Diaz. There be. Forget about the number of goals, forget about the number of assists. Ball we are with the man, the options or the man, the creativity or the man, the take-ons or the man. How he draw defenders to his side. Florent Vase and fast at the amount. Until Liverpool almost quite there for no more. But if they really want to defend the EPL title, say Joe, they need to keep this particular boy because he's a good player.
Okay.
Now, Chelsea called the Club World Cup. Now I know I'm a waha. Ewo baby a omo bekwa akosi akan na Sergio enra omo fight bia se nkomo betimi anya eye Jimmy Gartin from Borussia Dortmund but anko ankosi hwe omo nsentimi anka no for the Club World Cup ni nyina ne se abrante na ankasa Japan se obeba besi akan e de ama bobo ko friend Chelsea but Dortmund for so sika omo pe no se Chelsea mfa my idea omo nya no ma abrante ne ma omo hu se Chelsea were in a hurry to add him to the squad omo person omo register omo for the FIFA Club World Cup. Inti se kobasa dia omo be inflate scanner ma Chelsea etua sika eni kwa so omo tua. Chelsea nya willing so omo betua around 40 million pounds for this particular boy because Sejo onye guy omo hu say oba na oba be start with team nim so bia ye fitter or ye player oba be a squad member and play the game that I've watched unless oba will prove something different from what I know. Finally Chelsea entimi antua sika no ntini deal no entimi amaso. Chelsea because so pursue after the Club World Cup. But for the Club World Cup, Chelsea be mo first game at the Mercedes Stadium Atlanta, Georgia. Abranti or that TVC will not be part of the squad. Coach your friend Enzo Maresca drop 4 players. It is said there Tony Montana Eddie two Jano. Na sejo 4 players I want drop no can be beat there almost said. And you're likely say any of the 4 will be part of the Chelsea squad next season. Players omuko alone, Andre Santos aba, but the Andre Santos World Cup ni bi United States of America. But Raheem Sterling back from Arsenal and yet be next season he will not be part of the Chelsea team. No. The reason why I coach now drop for the FIFA Club World Cup. Ezel Disesi from Aston Villa said you be next season team for Chelsea, no, and now there's all cast a particular team. No, it is the reason why he has been dropped. Joao Felix, any one player, was disappointing a lot of people because the defense and any probably demand say he's an attacking player working under a defensive coach. Intime man prospect in my bonting. Oko Barcelona koye kakra, but say you about Chelsea na amfa. Oko AC Milan amfa. Ema AC Milan for no kwa kika bi ache do am afedie. Benfica and Galatasaray na likely say Joao Felix ebesanko and say Joe we one player at least
boy he carry a pa yo
so the way I say
no baby o piki ko dru ye na ye nyina di eni di na chi say obetuma kwa ko dru no wa back down ten I never call loan crowd club and some back
yes. Sergio
serious
that's true
yeah no she sika abba the contract muda
sika dey bia mu pa you know sika dey bia mu pa na even coming to Chelsea could dey do me this sika ketwa okon Barcelona sika kan ho bi nti om ja na kwan ma ko nti he was a huge prospect. He was the net big thing from Portugal, the net big thing from the Caesar Academy. And to know bien him say a player bena team e friend let come and this sika kakasi akwa akoto no he gave them some highlights. Match am de kind of pie the Manchester United game at the Old Trafford. It was a major highlight. Mobia ka say Branty ball unimbo. Diego Simeone nyane issues because he thought say no he lazy. Say yo one man Mobia or balloon to Chelsea. In 20 games he scored 4 goals. And on sa call back. Oman you know and on sa call Barcelona. And the good thing is that a client of Jorge Mendes. It is a do he teams na obono. And he sika danoso. Osaba back to Chelsea. Oba and want me and cementia position. Na ye mu be believe say Enzo Maresca and man the chance to play. Again, he joined AC Milan and said, "You, Okoye and so, Ehonso Emfa." After struggling in a defensive setup, he has moved to a more attacking areas. Barcelona, AC Milan, Chelsea, under these flexible coaches. But Seju Nina was failing in the national team. He was a player tip after Ronaldo and Bernardo Silva to take over. But then I hear Pedro Neto Munina and Francisco Trencao Munina Babi Sound Joao Felix. In the decline there, I perfectly agree. So with his talent, baby or Babi Dune, and no be ampeno. And Casado, we will have Okope Jimmy Carter. Say we will have. Who did Jimmy Carter say? But Chelsea don't want to keep him. They want to bring in a different player. It's so sad.
Okay. I agree with Owen. Anytime we the oldies talk about proper ballers back in the 50s till today, these current generations think we exaggerate. They just don't know. I'm just imagining Mohamed Polo, Osei Kofi, Amusak Badabosi, Baba Yara, Amadou Akuse, VC Odoy, Sunday Ibrahim, Joe Gatti, Adolf Ama, Abdul Razak, Abedi Pele, Bismarck Odoy, Tete Sandu, Berimansu, Kwaminti, Ajimanjeu, and Adu Odamte in this current generation of the Black Stars. Akomko Kwabena Black anyway every tema and so Abekanyansa and Anopay. Akomko Yaka Andy now Sena Usuti. Well, yeah, so the do the brand number 2. I do grab
but you know, my you have no Nimbo.
Over 2 1.
Maybe two Stephen Drum.
Oh, see you doing number 2.
Stephen Drum. Santimo, Ablodemo, Copsemo, Yate. But on Mono before say we okay, but do I come here? General Dupuku was an exceptional player. Sure, we have such a crab in how many times, but maybe said 2004 neighbor my show. 2004 the free chips are more set up on air bano from Baba Mandu.
Okay.
Yes, Baba Mandu. We hear Polo Bina no hono. We hear Frank Chumu a set up no. We hear Kotokonu Reggae Boys Martino.
Okay.
Our guys are Martin. I watch Koto against Reggae Boys of Kumasme. We hear some Obakai.
Okay.
We hear some Obakai. Was I set up no. We hear Omoa the baby sin there.
All right.
You know, maybe more no Munimbo. Eh, be a win team fan to first no.
Yeah.
Said your Mokan. But
so, maybe Nimbo.
Maybe Munimbo.
But a banana a sort.
Yes, oh,
it's generation
I what you be Jordan mo set up now.
Yes.
Ne who say we must nimbo pa. After Jordan mo kra no 2012 set up of Kotoko. Ya friend Pom mo set no Babara Amamo no. Ameture Benechampom was another solid team. Nathan Asamoah, even the house team of Emmanuel Hayford, Yuri Asante, Esmemens, solid team. Inti ya be Mahatma Utumo. Said you, these were players I don't see or mobo. I will press a catch them Crawford and Momra Park. You bury in a match. Until free or banana, I feed ye game no. Sikadi free mu crowd, Donny free mu, passion free, and I feed ye decline ya baby drew, ya baby do ya. And I can inshallah on empire boy.
Empire boy. Ready. All right. Most Africans, especially Africans sub-Sahara, are content with the little they get or have, or where they have reached. Most of us aren't ambitious enough to reach the upper echelons of our career. A great politician from Kumasi ever said that when he went to the US for the first time, his aim was to get money and buy a car, then come back to Ghana. But when he joined politics later, you could see the quality in him. Otherwise, why should the likes of Kamal Dean and Kudus be afraid of any defender? And why should Jiku be afraid of any attacker? It's about mentality, and we underutilize it. England should be magnanimous in defeat. Sani Saliu, good morning. And the way about. Okay. You know the transfer in Kakrebi. Kakrebi na minkofa.